the live starts, like Dan Marginal. And thank you so much for being in Tom's Arm for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Whether you come in here during the live itself, or you end up watching this after when it gets replayed on YouTube, which it's live on YouTube, but it sometimes takes them a minute to put it in the processing for everybody else. I greatly appreciate you. Just remember, if you are watching this after, if you watch it during the live itself, you won't have to watch ads because I turn them off during the live themselves. And then after the live is over in real time, it'll flip the ads back on for anybody watching after. So that is a nice little benefit to coming in, watching. Plus, you get to, embrace the community. You get to ask me questions. You can talk to, everybody, and we can get to know each other. UK Phil and Bob Bertner, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Mr. Stock, good evening. A bunch of great folks in here already. And Mike B, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Bob Bertner, UK Phil, and Mark Caston all in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Excellent, excellent. Jacoby, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months. It says, shh. We'll use our imaginations for that. We don't know. Could just be saying going into the army or going into the crypto market raw, But like says meat raw. What do we know? Can go down a slippery slope there. Jacoby Ben B, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army along with Crypto Cooter, who is a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor, all three of them. Juan Canoli's good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty Donos Crypto News. Miss Stott is in here. Mr. and Mrs. G. Stott, thank you so much for being in here. And in Tom's Army for your second month, Mrs. Stott with the Dusty Donos Crypto News. I'm so blessed to have you in here. I feel honored, honestly. Crazy Paul, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1+ year with the I Told You So badge along with Wales, Josie Wales. Man, oh man, a lot of long time people in here. DML and Shane, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Papa Wheelie, good evening. I think I said hi, but if not, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Yeah, little T, he had his double ear infection when we went to the urgent care yesterday. He's been on antibiotic. He got his 3rd round of it now. He's starting to feel better. He was out moving around. He didn't have any kind of spit up incident or anything. Got all of his feedings fine. He is shaking. He shakes his head to go to sleep, but he's shaking his head to go to sleep right now. So I decided to come on here. I plan on doing an hour, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, he's starting to do better. Hopefully he'll be in school tomorrow. So yeah. Red Sea Dragon, thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I will not call you, so scam. It was a scam. It was a scam, and I appreciate you asking. And there's something I need to talk about regarding scams here as well that I promised somebody in the Telegram that I would. But yeah, we'll get into that too. A lot of scams going on. And that doesn't involve our Telegram or me or anybody. I'm just saying this is something generalized in the crypto sphere that I think some people should know regarding the wallets and such. John Patak, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. It's so incredible, day in and day out, to see all of you loyal ones who are here every single day. And yeah, we slowly expand every single day, week, month, and years. We're at 47,100 plus subscribers. Crazy to even think that. But it's so motivating. It's so unbelievable, and it's so gratifying to see some of you that come in month after month. There's some of you that have been in Tom's Army for over 50 months now. Like, I just started on YouTube in March of 2021, so it's truly I don't even know how to explain it, the amount of confidence it gives to see things like that. Ken A and Mick Shoot, thank you for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Yes, Ken, I did see, excuse me, USDC did mint 250 million, which I thought was interesting timing for sure. And I don't know if they're setting up for something after a drop or if they're trying to push this out now, but we're about to find out in a very big way. We'll see what happens, but great information there, Ken. Thank you so much for that. Nickel Trick, welcome in. Tanya May, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands, man. It's unbelievable. 36, 37 months plus in Tom's Army. Thank you so much, Tanya. And if your daughter's watching, hello. And I know, unlike your mom, or your mom, you like sunny days. So maybe just for Tanya, I'll sing sunny days after. Not saying she doesn't like it anymore, but there was a time that I think I don't even know if the word was, she thought it was grotesque, or if I don't know. But some people, they like sunny days, but they also, it's spooky territory, so to say. We can't even see the ghosts, can we? There's ghosts up here. Ooh, what if I turn the lights down? I like Halloween. I don't care what they say. Matter of fact, I like all the holidays, these next 3, so I don't give a fuck what anybody says about them. What the hell is going on here? Hi. Should we blink? Ooh, spooky. What does it look like in there? That'll work. Maybe not. It's kind of hard to see it anyhow. I'll just do the fade. We'll do the fade. I guess if it was darker, you'd be able to see it better. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. We'll do the SOS. But good evening. 6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, September 29th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Let's see. What? Good evening, Outlaws. XRP declared Sharia compliant by the SRB. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I'm reading through the comments. I wanna build what everybody was saying. Let's see. It's amazing news. Cruder means Chronos. Now using the Muslim mode. A lot of stuff. Interesting. Dubai based, I'm assuming. I'm gonna scam a lot. Lately acting like they're. Oh yeah. Somebody talked about a scam in Telegram. And look, we had a call here live one time. I've only done 2 live calls. Would love to do more. I gotta go back though. Where was this at? And there's so much stuff that always goes in here. Oh, here we go. Bringing this up in the next live update. So Emerson, I promise. So a scammer sent me something in the mail regarding my ledger. They claim they're from the ledger. Ignore it. They claim they are upgrading security, and that I had to access their QR code to upgrade security. Ledger will not send you anything in the mail. Tom. Okay, so the ledger. There's a scam going around that was claiming that there's an update on the ledger and they needed you to scan a QR code to update your ledger. Great job, Emerson, bringing that to the attention. Do not click on anything like that. If you get it in your email, or on, just don't do it. So that's just, Emerson wanted me to bring that up for good reason. So please pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Catherine, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. I'm so honored to have you in here as well, love. Thank you so much. I generally appreciate it, honestly. And Mark saying that he's getting a lot of scams acting like they are Coinbase lately. That is scary. We've heard from a few people that have had some bad things happen in this regard. So heed the warnings of some that have talking to you in our fellow community, the fellow members of the community. If you're going to listen to somebody, listen to the ones who have the similar interest, because they're likely looking at things, more like we are. But we're going to get into XRP. We're going to talk about when we most likely start that continued journey to $6.39, because that is where we're heading in due time. It's just a matter if this drags out until mid-November, into 2026 and Q2, or if we can do it sooner. And that's what we're going to discuss here. It's just been a pleasure, and it's always nice to talk to everybody as I'm building into the live instead of waiting a half hour to talk to everybody. I do like to say hi to the ones who get in here early, and then we just get into a direct dialogue. So James Dula, welcome in as well. Good evening, my friend. I'm glad to see you in here. The Gatman, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Great group this evening. Winford, welcome in. You ever get a chance? I have not been able to look at Exceller today. I did take a screenshot of it. It's in my memory bank. I promise. I promise. Michael, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. He is doing better. Still got to get that congestion out. Because he had the double ear infection. His chest was great. They listened to his chest. He had there was no trouble breathing or anything like that. He ran around. He wanted to go outside a lot today. He really wanted to go to school this morning, but even if we wanted him to go to school, which I didn't want him to anyhow, he has a doctor's note that says go back Tuesday. Because you start an antibiotic, the school don't want him there the first 24 hours, which is for good reason. And I didn't want to send him today anyhow. So he's got school tomorrow, hopefully, if everything goes good. And then he's got a doctor appointment 1:30 on Wednesday, so he gets out of school a little early, goes to the doctor's appointment, just make sure everything's good, up to date. No, he does not blah, 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 or anything like that, but just, they're going to talk their nonsense. We need to get the ADOS thing for his autism, so, and they're very slow about it, so I'm looking forward to get that done. I figured he'd fall asleep. Yeah. And then obviously we have to talk about what could be the potential looming government shutdown here. I don't think there's been any news about it yet. But let's first get into the XRP chart here. As the journey is either going to start, and we'll find out very quickly. We're going to find out very quickly because if you look at it one of two ways, can we get above $2.91? We don't know yet. As of right now, we haven't. We've come up here several times, or 292 now in real time. If you start to look at this, maybe it's a tad bit higher. 292.22, so it's 222 the odds. But it's right there, so we're very overbought in the 4 hourly. Like, there is no doubt about that. That is unbelievably overbought. The daily's moving up, though. However, we're at that rejection point for a continuation down, and it seems like to me, even if we're going to go back up, I still feel like it would make sense to come down here and revalue the 200-day and just be like, all right, we've got enough support here, and we're able to continue here. We're back into this box, which is always dangerous. It's my demand box. Every time we get into it, we usually break down. This was the first time we ever broke out of it and tried to consolidate it above, but still ended up failing overall back into it. Not saying that the pattern's dead, but we failed to hold and we moved back within that range. And then we really want to see if we're hitting that. So basically it comes down to this. Are we hitting a rejection up here at 292.22, or are we hitting a back test here at 288? That's the question. So what wins out, 288 or 292? So does the 288 support hold, or does the 292 resistance break first? So will we break through 292 or fall below 288? That's basically all you have to look at. So basically, is the micro going to hold 288 support long enough for 292 to fall? How about that? Yeah, honestly, KRAKEN, I did some buy and sells and volatility just to see how many fees I was dealing with because I pay monthly. Once it got over 10,000, I mean, if I'm being honest, compared to crypto.com, the fees are like 10%. It's ridiculous. Like, it's pretty remarkable. That's not too bad. Like, it's a little more than using, like, it's a little more than using, like, BitUnix or WEEX. There's more fees than that, but it's not crazy. Like, to be in a tier 1 exchange, it's not bad. I encourage you to pay the $4.79 or $4.99 a month, but it's, man, It's interesting. So I guess to the audience, what do you think is going to happen first? Do you think we're going to have a break below support at 288 and fall back down into this consolidation, or do you think we're going to have a break? Whoops. Or do you think we're going to have a breakthrough? I didn't mean to go down. I meant to go up. A breakthrough this resistance at 292.22 apparently. That's the question. Break down or break out? Whoops. What the hell did I just do? That is not what I wanted to do. I wish I wouldn't have hit that button. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess that's the question. That's the question. Who did I miss? True, welcome in, my friend. So great to see you in here. True's been in here a long time. Long time. Lee says, Tom's Army ever had good experience on KRAKEN or Inky in Texas? Not many choices here. Just lost all my funds because they switched networks every trader turned. Oh, Christ. What happened, Lee? Lee, what happened? You lost all of your tokens. What do you mean? Seems like something we might have to talk about. Let me know. I'll get down to your comment once I get past everybody, but I want to know. KRAKEN, though, being a tier 1 exchange and being backed by Fireblocks is definitely, it's an option. I don't mind storing stuff on Crypto.com, but you can't buy or sell it. The fees are rape. It's outrageous. If I wanted to get my left nut cut off, I just do it myself. Like, seriously. It's like if you go into a portfolio hole, you can make a great trade, but you better hope that you're up 10% minimum to cover the buy and sell. I'm being dead serious. Minimum 10%. Imagine you gotta get 1/10 of a 1x just to cover the fees on an exchange. It's gross. KRAKEN, you're probably looking at 1 to 2% that you have to make to cover. Upwards of 4 if there's volatility on the buy and sell. I mean, it's a lot more doable than fucking 10. It might not be 4 if you're paying for the pro version. To put in perspective, I bought 30,000 algo to see how it would be on the sell, and it cost me $13. If I would have done that on fucking Crypto.com, it would have been $130 is my point. So I can deal with $13. I can't deal with $130 on the in and getting raped on the out. On the in, it was basically, I don't even think it cost anything on the in. It was the out that was 13. On Crypto.com, you're paying a fortune on the in, and you're paying a fortune. It's just a fucking nightmare. But if you can, you know, BitUnix worldwide is still the place to be. Even in the USA, because they're in no KYC, I wouldn't leave things on for a lengthy period of time, but I would still take advantage of that exchange until they snap your neck with it. I still deal with that when I'm buying stuff, but I still do, you know, I like to do, like, I guess a field study on things to see how things work. So when people ask me questions, so like, I know what the fee ratio is now. It's grotesque on Crypto.com. It's not horrible for a tier 1 exchange on KRAKEN. It's great on WEEX and BitUnix. Like, WEEX is almost exactly, it might be exactly the same as BitUnix. But their stance, you know, it's a little more flexible. Even BitUnix will fight to the death saying you're still allowed on there. Every single customer support agent I've talked to keeps saying that. As long as we're a KYC exchange, USA's fine. It's just with regulations, we have to say what we say. And it's like, well, that's exactly my point. I don't want you to have to say what you have to say. I want you to want us. Don't you want us? It's like on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Will Smith was standing in the middle of the room with Uncle Phil, and he's like, why don't they want me? Why don't they love me? That's how I feel sometimes about the exchanges. They can't, and it's not that they don't love the USA users. It's that they don't like the USA regulations. See, that's how we should all know the government overreach is going a little too Wild West. Like, we're in some trouble with these regulations, is all I can say. Good evening, Mr. Euler. Thank you so much, Joseph, for being in Tom's Arm for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Nick, welcome in, and thanks for being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. He's the technical advisor in the Telegram. He gets a lot of back and forth in there. It's awesome. Says he's waiting for 260-ish. I like that number. I do, because that brings us back down. I mean, it's going to be dicey. Because I've drawn it out in so many different ways, Nick, to where you can get that short term, you can get the long term, and it shows you every little variable. The problem is when we get these bounce backs, and I know you can agree with this, there's no volume. Like, show me volume and I'll show you something sustainable. I don't see shit. Excuse my language. I don't see dick. I mean, excuse my language, but I don't see dick. One of those things. I can keep it as clean as I want, but there is no volume. It's like, show me some volume. How did this get all the way up here? Huh. I didn't even know I could put that up there. Yeah, you're going to have to go back down there because that's confusing me. Actually, wait a minute. You can do that? Hey, guys, the RSI's over the top, so you're looking at the wrong spot in the chart like that? No. So funny. But the RSI, stochastic RSI, is so overbought right now, it's gross. I'll use the word gross here. This is gross. It's gross. How are we going to sustain through this? Well, printing USDT definitely helps. So we'll see what happens. Or USD, we'll see what happens. I don't know, though. I don't get a great vibe. I still think Bitcoin can come up to 115.2. So there's that. Even if it's getting rejected, it's going to be slightly higher now. Nope, 115.239. So there's that. Then if it gets above that, we should go to 126. But is it sustainable? That's the question. I don't see volume that would sustain this push. I don't know. You know, it only takes some volume for me to change my narrative. But I mean, again, we're coming right up to the 200-day here. That's right at, oh my God, 4,261. And look how overbought we are in the 4-hourly. It's like going off a fucking... I almost feel like they're leading us off a cliff again. Daily, though, looks fine. Looks fine. We can only hope that this is not a head and shoulders that'll bring us down. Because I still don't think this is going to break down. That's the thing. I think if it comes down here, it's a back test at 35.40. It'll look like a great right shoulder maybe being built on a head and shoulders or topping reversal here. I think that's the trap. I do. I think if... Just hear me out. What's he talking about? Damn it. He keeps talking. It's going to go down. It'll go down. He said it's going to go up. Who the fuck's he? John Madden. Hey, we go down the field. It's not that. It's that... Once we get to, I really feel like this, once we get to a certain mind level, so let's just say we trickle, whoop, we broke, and then we come down, now you get into the middle of November, and I think instead of it, because it would look like a right shoulder, right? It would look, hey, look, we got a shoulder, topping reversal, failure, and then everybody's like, oh, it's going to come down. Nope. And then that's when alt season's going to start. Right when we get disbelief about this move that everybody thinks coming is right when it's going to be the unbelievable. And then you're going to get disbelief in another way because people are going to say, oh my fucking God, I gave up and now we're up. Wow, this is fucking, I hate crypto. Hate it, God damn it. And then you're going to hear people talk about how crypto's a scam and nobody ever makes any money and you're just lucky because you were here every day. Oh, I didn't know how luck was hard work, ladies and gentlemen. See, in the USA, don't say you're a hard worker. God. Please, you know, don't say you're a hard worker. Because if you do start talking like you're some hard worker and you put in the miles to earn the, you know. So basically, if you put the miles in and you earn the experience and you see many different views, the person who didn't do it are going to say, well, you're just lucky. Has nothing to do with luck. Has everything to do with patience, understanding, everything. It's like, are you going to go hunting bear without a fucking gun? Only if you want to end up in, well, not even a body bag. End out as a turd. Do you want to be a turd in crypto like the guy who went hunting for a bear with his fist? Because I can guarantee you one thing, he ended up as a turd, a bear turd. Do you want to be a crypto turd because you're not reading the charts or you're trying to make this happen too quickly? If not, I highly encourage you to join Tom's Army. Avoid being a crypto turd like the guy who became a bear turd when he decided to fight him face to face with his fist. He said in this era, the fisticuff is the only way. Don't go in with an empty barrel. Don't go in shooting blanks is what I'm trying to say in crypto. Go in with the understanding that your little friends are swimming nice and firm. Because you don't want them to go to money heaven. See, I got a story for you. There is no money heaven. When it goes out of your pocket because the crypto exchange to your liking steals it because you misread what's going on, I hate to break it to you, that money didn't just disappear and burn up. Just like if you gamble on sports or in the casino, that money didn't just die and go to money heaven, which is currency heaven, which is IOU heaven, which it was ironic because we're gambling away something that hasn't been paid to us yet. You know, that's the biggest kick in the dick. I must be honest. Let's talk some truth. The biggest kick in the nuts is the fact that we earn a paycheck, right? And when we get paid, they give us a piece of paper that says the US dollar, but right on it, it's an IOU. This is a IOU. It's a unit of debt, which means they haven't even paid us yet. So now we're taking out credit against a piece of paper that doesn't even have any value except what we denote it. It's kind of fucked if you think about it. Don't be an untimed casualty in crypto when you stand on a landmine and think it's manipulation. See, there's no such thing as manipulation. It's a little different. I say manipulation, but then I explain what I mean. It's not, oh, they're just trying to pile us in. I'm telling you, this is what. Would you be more likely to buy this right now if it was down here and about to drop, or if it comes up to $2.90, $3, $3.30? Would you be more likely? So, you know, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff, and remember, this is still the consolidation of an up and handle breakout that will get us to ultimately $6.39. Because if it doesn't in time in this cycle, we are going to have the longest, most strung out crypto winter in the history of crypto winners next year. Do you want to be a part of the ultimate crypto winter? Or do you want to accelerate in the ultimate alt season before the potential of this crypto winter that could happen? Well, if so, your journey's already started. See, the journey didn't start at $2.88 for XRP. It started at 28 cents, believe it or not. XRP started at 28.5 cents. We started at 34 cents because we bought at 28.5, sold at 42, we bought at 34 to try to build some capital. But the point is the real journey technically started at 28.5, so it's 10x. But did you want to start the journey at 34 cents, or do you want to start the journey at $2.88? If you've been watching in this very audience and you've seen XRP at 34 cents, you said this is the biggest pile of shit. I'm not buying it till it's sub 20, sub 10, sub 5, sub penny. And now you're sitting here going, I got $30,000 in the bank. Let me buy 10,000 XRP. Let me tell you to just stop right there. You're going to do nothing but make your life a living hell right now. XRP at $2.88 is the equivalent of a gallon of gas being $10.27 a gallon right now. It's overvalued. Not because it's not going to go up, because of the market structure right now. It's overvalued in the sense of you don't want to be buying it at $2.88. You're supposed to buy it at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 20, 50, 70, 90, 20, 50, 70, 80, 50. You know, you're supposed to buy it under $1. God forbid I like to buy it under 50 cents, as everybody knows. Preferably under 40, which is the only time I actually bought it in this last cycle, 34 and 38. But that's only because we got God's gift to all of us in July of 24. Could you imagine if we got another gift, sub $1? Do you know how many people would jump on it? Do you know how many more of a reason that would be to make it go well below $1 after everybody jumped? See, so I can see all these scenarios that it's like, let's just not go there. Let's just make the floor on Ethereum 35.62. Let's make the floor, worst case scenario, $1.77 to $1.82. Could you imagine if XRP in this cycle, its ultimate consolidation never got below $1.62? In every other cycle, we came back at least to 28 cents, at minimum. Some of them went farther, but at least we hit 28.5 cents in every cycle after a push up. This time we've only hit $1.62. That is a big difference. That is when you say pricing out retail, that's what I mean. Even if it goes to $1.77, $17,700 for 10,000 tokens. As to where it was, that's. So take XRP as an example. It's showing us the way. It's saying, hey, motherfucker. Remember when I was 34 cents and 39 and 56, and now you're looking at me saying it didn't matter where it was at that point? What are you doing? You got IOTA at 16.77. Why aren't we using the same philosophy? You got algo barely hanging out. Oh, it's not even at 21 cents anymore. But basically 21 cents. It's like, why don't we repeat the steps we once did before for XRP? Please go down when we're buying it every week, right? Please go down. I don't know why. I don't know why. What is it? Is it because it's not green? XRP is a great buy at any time if you're a long term. I disagree, but I mean you're all allowed to your opinion. I'm looking, like, honestly, like with the market structure, it might not be a bad idea, but if you're going to get 5x out of XRP from here, imagine what I just see so much more opportunity somewhere else. And I'm not saying that I don't love XRP. I'm just saying from this point, it's difficult. Like, and then again, James, I'm going to ask you the same question. Like, are you buying it now and using that spin to make yourself feel justified? Sub $2 before bear market is pipe dream or you're smoking crack. Well, then I am smoking crack because it is possible before a bear market. It's unlikely, but it is possible. The chart shows that it is highly possible if we break down instead of breaking out. But, you know, I've heard it so many times, it'll never go below $1. It'll never go below 50. It'll never go below 40. It'll never go below 2. I hear it all. The only logical thing is never say never, my friend. Never say never. Now you've put it in the universe that it can't happen. Don't put that out there. Because one day we're going to be sitting here and I'm going to say, damn it, Nick. This is all your fault. You said it couldn't happen. Now it's on you, buddy. There is a lot. I know what you're saying, Nick. I agree. I know, seriously, I'm just having fun with you, Nick. I agree. There is a. That's why I always show the levels. Like, can we really get below? Like, look at this. And what Nick is. Can we really get below all of these levels to get to that level? So, can we get below 269 and 261? And can we get below 277? And can we get below even the 250 areas? And then the little preconceived target if the one level doesn't hold at $1 or 228. There's a lot of different levels. Sorry, I'm going all over the place trying to show it. Before you can get down. All I'm saying is if there's a back test there, that's what it's showing. It would end up down there. So I always like to keep everything in the open. But could we, even if we got rejected here, would it go any farther than 228 like it's showing there? Maybe not. I don't honestly think it's going to, if it went to $1.38, we might as well just tap in the hat. If it went down to $1, we might as well just pack it up. Nick, like if it went to $1.38, I think we have to pack it up. In that case, that's why I don't think it can go there. But then again, if it goes there, I just think we're starting a whole tortuous bear market. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think we still got some solitude to pay all the way up to 639 at some point. So we can only go so far down. And there's a lot of this at 90% off. Like if we go down another fucking 50%, 60%, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like, could you imagine IOTA at 8.5 cents? I'd probably... There's certain scenarios where if IOTA's at 8.5 cents or something crazy, that I am not going to have a lot of other things. Like, you guys have to understand, if there's a scenario where certain things get to certain prices, my whole plan changes. Like, I'm not going to have 8 different tokens if IOTA's sitting under 10 cents. So there's going to be a chopping block. A big chopping block. So... Whales, if ETF gets approved, no one knows where it goes. Sure we do. It usually goes down 50% after an ETF. Just look at the history of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But then it goes up after. Ethereum's still yet to get out of this slump, but it's eventually going to. It's going to bring in a bunch of money. But usually when the ETF is announced, I just disagree, James. I think buying XRP, the better time is at the bottom of a bear market. So if you're buying long-term, chances are when you get into another bear market, I'm not saying you're wrong. You can buy wherever you want. I just think that buying XRP, it doesn't matter what the token is. I think you buy the token in a bear market. XRP is 10x right now. If you start buying things 10x, it's probably going to hurt after a while. That's all I'm saying. But I've been doing this for a long time, so it's not like I just came into XRP and watched it for the first time when it's around the $3 level, you know? So... I have a different perspective. I'm talking from an investor mindset where if you want to make wealth, hand over fist, you can't be buying things 10x and start calling it long term. If you want to do it long term, you got to do it when it's in a bear market cycle. Because if you do it long term from the ending or the top third of a bull cycle, you're gonna end up finding yourself in some deep water long term. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a dick. Can I just ask my audience a question? How many of you are profitable in crypto? Like I'm just asking a question. How many of you actually have to do a tax return because of crypto? Because you're positive. Look how Ethereum sat at 4,222. I'll ask that question and talk about that for so long. Okay, so Mark Casson, would you buy XRP at this price? Ben B, would you buy XRP at this price? Everybody who just answered. Curious when you called to sell XRP at $1.98 or $1. I didn't call to sell XRP at $1.98 or $1. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even tell people to buy or sell. I just say what I would do. But I certainly didn't say to sell at $2. Oh, you're talking about in the 21 bear market? I called the $1.66 to sell and not to buy until sub 40 cents in 2021 after we bought it before the run up. If that's what you're talking about, I got you. Yeah, I did that in 2021. That was my most famous call. I don't like to do calls anymore because you shouldn't be judged based on a call, but I got judged the wrong way initially on that call. Half my audience left when I said that. I sold out of XRP and I'll buy it sub 40 cents. 50% of my audience unsubbed that day, and I only had 1,200 subscribers. So that was an interesting day. Right. Yeah. It was, or I had like 2,000 and went back to 1,000. It was something crazy. I lost like in the 30-day period, I lost like 50% of my audience. It was pretty crazy. But you see where we're at today, over 47,000. So probably most of them came back when it went to sub 40 cents, I would say. I'm just curious how many people are buying it that are profitable in crypto right now. I just want to know. I want to know where everybody's headspace is. Amuse holding since 38 cents. That's between me and God. No, headed at 50. Nope, and I love XRP. Gen X, no. I buy things that are at least 90% down. See, Ben, you're on my side. That's my side of thinking right there. You will buy XRP up to 1 ounce of silver, Williamford. I have no problem. Like I don't have a problem with everybody buying XRP on a set schedule. I'm just saying, like, my whole logic is if you're buying it now, unless you have some kind of, I'm buying the same amount every week forever. Some people do that. They don't care what the price is. That's fine. But when you say long-term hold and you're just saying, I'm going to buy it all right now, or it's like, I'm just going to buy it over time. If you're buying, if that's the logic, then you have to be telling me you're buying it at 34 cents all the way up. Most people come into the crypto market and here's what they do. I have a long-term buy and I'm just going to buy it wherever and who cares? I'll just keep buying it. That doesn't work. That's how you end up in cuffs, man. That's how you end up with no money. But if you're telling me I've been buying XRP at 30, 40, 50, 70, $1, $1.50, $3, then it's different. Then you just have a set. Okay, that's different. That's fine. Granted, I'll give you that. But if you're just coming into the market and just saying, I'm going to buy it here because now I'm just going to buy it forever, that's what everybody does. And then what ends up being is they end up being liquidity. And then the people who understand what's going on, and they'll buy it and then they'll sell it. And they'll rebuy it depending on cycles. And they usually do it based around tax harvesting and things like that. And you have to be strategic about it. Because they know if they sell, they cannot buy within 30 days. Otherwise, it's going to be a wash sale. So you can't just buy and write it off after that and restart a trade. Most of them are like 60 to 90 days now. So you have to be very careful when it comes to certain things and assets. But that's being real. Some of us missed the boat on 38 cents. XRP not coming back down in bear market under $3. It's under $3, and we're not even in a bear market. Stick around in crypto some, everybody. Wait until you see what happens after this bull market. You have no idea what's coming next, do you? None of you. Do you understand what it means with how much debt we're in and all this other... Like, honestly, do you understand what's happening in the world? Like, I mean, I really think a lot of people don't remember the dot-com bubble. A lot of people don't remember the... When we're overinflated, when people are struggling to eat, the last thing they're buying is a risk asset. Because what ends up happening, even if you do, raise your hand if this is you, you're using your savings, you're using your money that you're literally should be using for your bills, and you're going deeper and deeper into debt. Who needs to make that credit card payment? I'll invest in crypto. Who needs to make the light bill? I'm going to invest in crypto. Okay, well now I need to take this money out. Oh shit, it's down 18% this week and I have to pay my mortgage, but I still have to... So how many people are putting it in and then selling it in a month because they're using funds that can't just sit there? That's probably 90% of retail that I just spoke about. So that long hold mentality when you don't have the long-term ability to hold is another issue. I always tell people play cycles. It's not about time in market, it's about timing the market. And then when the time is right, it's about how much you hold from the time when it's right and how much you can acquire to the time when we get to the top. You know, that's why in 23 and 24, it's like balls to the wall. Like, this is what you need. That's why we did FOMO Friday, Winning Wednesdays, Motivated Mondays back in 23 to get everything. And I know, James. Oh, I know. I get it. I'm late to the party, damn it. I want something. That's the mindset to go broke. If you want something, look at things that are 90% off, not 10 times higher. If I said, hey, I know you're new to the market, but IOTA is a mainframe token, and it's 90-something% down from its all-time highs. Or XRP, this great token that's up 10x. What would you be saying? First question should be, well, how many tokens do they each have? I love that question. Nobody ever asked that question. Well, Tom, how many tokens do they each have? Nobody asked that question ever. Because then when you know that, it tells you how much you need to move a token. Apples to apples, right? Each token's the same, not. Crypto is always a risk asset. It don't matter what kind of bill they pass. It's still the same risk asset. They can do whatever bullshit bill they want. In my opinion, the more bills they pass, the more restricted it becomes and the less valuable it is to me. There's a lot of truths that'll come out here in crypto soon. Like the fact that nobody talks about this. Quantum computing and AI are catching up to where they can make fake blocks now in a digital blockchain. What do you think that means? That can already happen. That means that they can inflate an ecosystem by putting in fake digital blocks. That means if there's a market cap of 100 billion tokens for XRP, that means an artificial software with quantum computing meeting AI, they can make fake blocks. They can make fake tokens. That inflates the supply. I've just been talking about it, and everybody thinks I'm lying or I'm just stupid. This is the same forward thinking of just understanding cycles. That's why I think our deadline is the end of 28. I used to think it was 32. I don't think we get there. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely, Nick. I do too. I think the public will catch, and that's why I talk about this so sparingly. I've talked about it for a couple years. I only talk about it once every couple of months. The last time I talked about it was probably when the T first went on summer vacation, and now he's back in school for a month. But it's a crazy thing. James says, I already have an IOTA, XDC, Algo, Vet, and etc. That's not the point. That doesn't... I see what you're saying. That I get it. And I'm proud of those purchases. And I'm not saying that I hate on you for XRP. I'm just saying I think you can be better. So all the money you're using on something that's 10x higher, you could be using on something that's 90%. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Hope it all works out for you, James. I do. I'm not hating on you. ATX said recently, what did he say? Started trading in November like a dumbass, lost 2,000 XRP right away. Yeah. That was probably the hardest spot in December because we had that dump down, rise up in January. Everybody thought that it was okay, and then that's when I put my warning video out about selling 3/4 of my crypto. And XRP, you know, a big quarter that was left was XRP because I had to have so many tokens. But, you know, it is what it is. If it ever goes sub $1 again, I don't know. I don't know if it's even possible at this point. I do think it can go to $1.77 range. I still think that's possible. Is it plausible? Maybe not, but it's possible. It's not impossible to go sub $1. Is it probable? No. If you're waiting for sub 50 cents again, you might be waiting for a while. Maybe forever. But I've learned to never say never. And because I see the Ponzi that's Bitcoin and the way that it's built up now, and how they legitimately have to have companies and entities selling common shares of their own stock to buy Bitcoin and overinflating their own stock, that's no different than printing money into the US dollar supply and devaluing our dollar. So I just see what's happening here. I always say it doesn't take a rocket scientist, but it does take a certain kind of thinker to understand what's happening. James, you're not selling XRP, you're selling the other stuff. Yeah, that's the problem. You're going to sell all the other stuff that's 90% off. While the downside potential of something you hold has... I get it. I get it. I agree, Defined, and welcome back, Defined, and thanks for being in town over 6+ months with the XRP Predictor, a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. I greatly, greatly appreciate you, Defined. I'm glad to see you back here. Oh man, Nick, if the public actually knew what was going on with the artificial block creation, I think they might think twice about the long-term plan in crypto outside of... I think the regulations are happening in 28 for a reason. Guys, remember what it said in Ripple's own legal documents. And it was redacted in the form that we couldn't see the price, but remember it had a certain line. One was price for retail, price for private sale of institutions. They wouldn't tell us the different prices, but it was big time difference. Big time difference. So that's all you need to know. If you thought retail moved this and you thought institutions paid the same price, you got a very key silver lining into what's really going on. That's why you want to ride the wave when it's cheap. And it may still be cheap, but I think crypto is going to come in for a rude awakening at some point that flips this whole thing upside down. I do. It's just, we need the printing presses on. See, when the printing presses are on, it doesn't matter what I think. If they turn on quantitative easing and they turn on rate cuts to a regular basis, what happens the first time they did a rate hike? What do you think would happen to crypto? Because in the future, it's going to happen. They can delay this for a year, but if they keep cutting, what do you think is going to happen the first time they raise and say, we are so fucking broke, we need to go back to quantitative tightening? What do you think is going to happen? Why do you think crypto is only every 4 years we have a massive, consolidation, we have a move up, and then we have a huge crash, and then 4 years later we repeat that? Why do you think it happens on routine? You think it was by accident it took exactly 4 years for it to happen again? No, it wasn't. It happens. This is what happens. But let's continue, because there's a lot of hope too. Nick says, I love sharing charts, knowledge, but people just don't grasp. Not everyone, but most. I get it. I agree, Nick. Nick says, personally, I think crypto is going to do insane numbers and then die, then come back. Think XRP the Phoenix, but not just... Oh, I agree. That's what I think, Nick. I think this... That's why I keep saying, I think this alt season, as long as it happens before all that bullshit in 28, this would be the ride. But it's just everybody who thinks it's going to continue when we go into digital IDs and all of this nonsense that's going to change how we have to trade. I'm telling you, people like me are not going to trade crypto when it goes digital like that. When they force you to do a biometrics, I'm out. And they're already trying now. I'm out. Goodbye. See ya. I'm not doing it. And bio nothing. The moment I have to do biometric DNA, I don't give a rat's ass what it is. And if you don't think. So I think all of us who are here now, don't be afraid. And here's the bottom line. Like James said, don't be afraid to buy. Because if you believe in XRP, and I do believe it's going to go to at least $6.38, so he's not making a bad buy. And I think we could get a push from 10 to 20 here as well. We just don't know when. I want to see how the structure sets up when we hit this first real big target now that's set out there from this almost 7-year plus consolidation. So yeah, Nick, what I would do, that would be when I just start straight trading, as long as they allow us in the stock market, my mining stocks, and then like continuing to build into my mutual funds if they allow that. Yeah, no, I agree, Nick. See, I think you're on the same page. That's why I keep saying we might not have the same, we don't come to the exact same numbers, but I think we understand the market in the same way. Like, I do think that this is building into a one big last, here you go, congratulations for being in here. But when the masses come in, you better de-risk. And risk assets are crypto, so you de-risk. You de-risk. Just don't forget to pay yourself back along the way. Wouldn't it be the worst if you have these monetary gains on screen, but you never materialize them? And some are like, well, what does it matter? What am I going to do? Put it in cash so it devalues? No, you put it in gold and silver so it doesn't devalue. And if it does, it's only maintaining what is going on in the nation currency, your national currency. You store it, you hide it, you spend it. You become an asset millionaire is the plan. You pay your house off. You pay your cars off when you buy them. If you can only afford a $5,000 car, guess what? You're driving a $5,000 car. It's the way it goes. Julie had her money for her car, so she bought her last nice car for now. And she doesn't drive a lot, but she paid for it in cash. Okay, we do all of our stuff together. We paid for it in cash. So, and our house we've paid for now, together. It's ours. Well, it's not really ours. We have to pay property tax every year, but it's technically ours.
Should be yours, but it should pay it. Should
buy a shit. I love John what he said. Buy a shit ton of gold and silver, and go to the ATM every day and deposit into the bank of the home. For tea. Oh yeah, Mark Caston. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Says get little T something made. I'm gonna get him some Hot Wheels. I think. I'm gonna get him a big monster truck that has the Hot Wheel car on top of the big tires. He's been liking those lately. Today I bought him or was that yesterday, the motocross thing? Yeah, I got him a motorcycle today. It was like $19. But the door opened on the motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
And it also had lights and it made noise and it sounded like a Kawasaki, like a nice speed bike. Crypto Cooter says, and thank you, Mark, so much. We really appreciate it. I'll let you know what I end up getting. I'll show you it on the air because I know you're in here every live for the most part. Crypto Cooter says digital ID is going to kick us in the dick, then hang us by the neck with our pants down. Yeah, and the worst part about that is they're going to gouge our eyeballs out first. So it's going to be a painful process. I love that there's so many people that understand. Yeah. ATX, you can get a really nice house. Just follow the basics. Buy cheap, sell high. Buy the bear market, sell the bull market. Can't lose. Can't lose. And guess what? A lot of this stuff is in a bear market. Again, not XRP, but like IOTA is absolutely in a bear market. Algo's absolutely in a bear market. XDC's absolutely in a bear market. Even from 10.5 cents, it's down 30%, but 15 cents in the down 50% plus. D-Chain's in a 90% plus, 95. And there's a lot of stuff in a bear market. Dent, bear market. Band, bear market. XYO, bear market. CRO, not so much bear market, but we don't know what the fuck's going on. Because it had an outrageous move because of what Trump said. But a lot of bear markets here. So let's see what's going on with the government shutdown. And then Julie's going to be going to bed soon. Got an early morning tomorrow. And we're hoping T's going to be good for the morning. I think he is. But wouldn't this be a great way? Listen. Wouldn't this be a great way if we had a government shutdown, Nick? I think you're still in here, Nick. To have this market dump like we've been thinking one last time. Maybe it only goes to 250, 262, but at least get that last 10, 20% drop here at minimum. Jim Cramer said it's a good time to buy crypto today. He also said that he's an investor in turtle wax, and it's paid off well because look at his shiny bald head. You know, so that was a good investment he made. I mean, I don't know if that's a true story, but I'm embellishing a little bit. He kind of looks like Mr. Crocker. Mr. Crocker was my middle school vice principal. And I got in trouble one day because I was fat. And somebody was making fun of me. And you know what? I didn't want to take it anymore. So I socked him in the face. He never called me fat again. Mr. Crocker called my dad. And my dad came in. And, well, the reason he called my dad wasn't, well, technically because I punched some kid that punched me first and was calling me a fat ass, so I was just defending myself. But because he had a thing of turtle wax behind his head on a shelf, and I said, "Oh, Mr. Crocker, I know what's wrong. You're out of your turtle wax. Your bald head isn't all shiny." And he called my dad. He wasn't happy about that. And I got suspended the day before my birthday, which happened to be the day before Christmas break. So I got a nice 2-day vacation leading into the week off. So that was a fun Christmas. Christmas of 97 maybe, Julie. That might have been a happy year anyhow, because Michigan won a national title. It was either 97 or 98. Good old Bemis Junior High. Mr. Crocker, if you're still alive, I hope you're watching. In some small way, I wish you were alive watching. I love that guy, actually. He was a nice guy, as it turned out. I actually came to love that guy, because he was fair. I was a dick. I was being a dick. I deserved it. I wasn't a dick for hitting the person because they were being a dick. And I don't stand for bullying, but I was a dick for my comment, you know, and I wish I wouldn't have said it, because he was just like, God damn it, I hate these kids. I wish I would have thought of the guidance counselors and all these people at school like Mr. Mackey, but I didn't, because my guidance counselor, well, there was one cool guidance counselor that I hope I wasn't the reason he was gone after a while, Mr. Haney. Mr. Haney was cool. He knew that I was high-strung in high school. And I didn't see eye to eye with the teachers because he knew they were lying too. I know he knew I was right about some of the stuff. So he put me in in 9th grade, he put me in 4 different gym classes that after the first 3 weeks, they're like, why is this guy in team sports for boys? And then I'm in 10th through 12th grade gym class for their stupid thing. And then I'm in yeah. So it was weird. Oh, I seen that today, Crypto Cooter, and everybody's cheering for that. That is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. This whole thing is going to shit real quickly. But wouldn't a government shutdown be perfect to knock the market down? Not just this market, the stock market, but guess what? A government shutdown. I kind of feel like gold and silver was giving us a heads up today. Do you know gold was up gold was up almost as much as Ethereum's up today, point-wise. Believe it or not. Ethereum's up 79 bucks. Gold was up 60-something dollars today by the end of the day. It hit 70-something in the beginning of the day, towards afternoon. But I think gold and silver could have been telling us something. I mean, it had a nice little run up. I don't think this happened by accident. It almost looks like gold. I don't know. The Dow Jones leaves me looking at this in the Dow as well. I want to see what happens here. I want to see if they actually do shut down, because every single time, it's government shutdown. They don't ever have the government shutdown. I think one time under Trump they had 20 days or some bullshit, but they still got paid. So that's not even I'm sorry. If you tell me we're shutting down and I don't have to go to work, but the day I come back I got a check for all the days I was off, shut this shit down. I would say the same thing. Shut it down. Shut her down. Yeah, 74 bucks at one point. It was nuts. Silver was up a couple percent today at its peak, but then it pulled down a little bit. But I mean, seeing silver still trying to push 47 is crazy. God, I mean, we're talking about gold and silver, 3,800 and almost 47 for silver. It's crazy. We were just talking about it so much cheaper. Oh, we got to go back to the government shutdown. I'm sorry. So 15 minutes ago. So Republicans and Democrats. So what to know about a possible government shutdown? Republicans and I don't even want to read all of this. Let me ask Gemini. I got no time for them nonsense.
The possibility of a U.S. government shutdown is currently very real, and it is absolutely not bullshit. Here's the situation.
They can swear at me?
Funding for the federal government is set to
Whoa.
expire at midnight
When did they start
Tuesday,
swearing?
September 30th, 2025, which is tomorrow night. If Congress doesn't pass a new funding bill, or a temporary extension called a continuing resolution, or CR, that is signed into law by the president before then, a shutdown will begin on October 1st. The impasse Congress is currently in a stalemate. The House passed a Republican-sponsored temporary funding bill.
Shut up. You know what was remarkable? Mike Maloney came on today and said, I'm buying gold or silver at 46. I go, holy shit, this guy hasn't bought silver since 32. What the hell is going on? He bought silver today at 46 plus. He's super serial. Yes. And that's I love it. The cartoons in our audience are coming out. Yeah, I know. I gotta leave everybody. Julie needs to go to bed. Wait, what you just said? Oh, I'm using her. I gotta go, everybody. It's Julie's fault. But ladies and gentlemen, when we're having disgust in our world, and I have to agree with Nick on this, I can't even look at anything. The way people are talking. Yeah, so Charlie Kirk, I understand that he was hired by the Israel. I get it. I get all of that. And he was pushing a narrative for Israel and Islam. Israel. I get all of that, and I get it. But for the people who are saying that this was justified, but then saying that it's not fair that they're losing their jobs for saying something stupid, like, hello? No, it was not justified. He didn't deserve it. I don't care what he did. You don't deserve to get... So, it's just, there's terrible... Yeah, and the way people are, not just about him, but just about everything. That's why I'm like, power positive. I don't care if we have the same 100 people in here for all eternity. If it's the same group that was in here tonight, it's perfect. Everybody's making us think. We're all on the same page. We're all doing all this. Yeah, like Julie said, no meanie weenies. Positivity over negativity. We're not the victim here. We're the winners. Just look at everybody on social media being the victim. Well, I need the government's help because I'm a weenie. I have a teeny weenie, like Julie said. Wah! Sheep everywhere is all I can say. Bah, is what you are. So just embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Murder is never good. And Mr. Carter, welcome in. Hashtag mother second choice, I'm 2C. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. 3 months. For over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. He ought to be insulted by me saying that. But Julie said I'm failing because now I'm stalling. So ladies and gentlemen, I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Happy days. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we did and we will and we can and we won't and we will and we do and we will and we will and we can't and we can and we will and they say we will and we won't, but we will go up into 1,000 and down and back around. Oh yeah. Stay true. Stay blessed. See Bitcoin? World's biggest Ponzi scheme. It's gonna be stopped by sunny days eventually as it's smoking its SCOGI. Probably like my grandpa likes, I'd have to buy again the Monte Cristos. And he's probably smoking it up good, or it's just his big nose as it gets bigger and bigger through the lie of crypto. I don't know yet. But I do know Bitcoin's a very big Ponzi scheme. And eventually we're going to be seeing Bitcoin. It's its grave. What was it? 2000. What was Bitcoin introduced in? What year was Bitcoin introduced? I don't remember. 2000. What year is Bitcoin? Damn it. I don't know. 2010, 11, 12. But its death year is 2032. So I'll see you guys for a while. Be blessed, everybody.